Salam alaikum. Merci, merci, merci. So usually when I say salam alaikum, it's about 90 degrees outside and there are palm trees everywhere. But we're here in Iran, and this place is just chock full of contradiction.
Believe it or not, Tehran is only an hour away.
Aren't you supposed to wear a veil here when you...
No, we're not supposed to wear those things here, no. Because there's no one here to tell us you have to wear these things.
Oh, okay. Well, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So this is like a freedom zone here.
Yes, here. But just here.
Just
not
here.
In the country.
Not in the country. Okay, okay. So it took me 6 months to get a visa to come here. I can tell you that doing backcountry stories in Iran is not something easy. Okay, so get ready for a headlong race into Shia Islam. I just hope that I don't fall in a crevice. Let's go.
Welcome to Iran. Iran is above all home to a unique revolution in history, an Islamic revolution, which since 1979 has kept the country in a state of Cold War with the U.S., the Great Devil, as they call it here. Okay, before we start our journey, 3 things you need to know about Iran. First, Iranians are not Arabs, but Persians. Second of all, Iran is a democracy, albeit an authoritarian one. And finally, it is one of the world's oldest civilizations, with over 3,000 years of continuous history. For my first stop, I've chosen the holy city of Qom, where the Islamic Revolution started. And if you want to find a mullah here, just go to see his tailor. Even Ayatollah Khomeini came to this shop. My mullah is called Hajara Imani. Your shoulders are too low. How long have you had this one for?
Yeah, well, I've had this one for 22 years.
And this mullah has quite an eye for fashion, because he often represents Iran overseas.
Well, listen, I travel a lot. Tell him where I was for Ramadan. Hey, everyone looks at you there. I have to look good. I have to dress well. Well, it's true. He should know.
Well, listen, when I meet a mullah, I don't think of a fashion victim, you know?
Well, I came to have a new suit made by Mr. Jafari. He's my tailor. I'm checking to see if the color suits me or not, if it's elegant, if people will like it.
So, why is it that everyone's so afraid of mullahs, you know?
Well, that's the problem of the world presenting us like we were demons. But we're like anybody else. We eat, we have families, we have mortgages, and bills also. And we also appreciate being well-dressed, tending our beards, and looking good. Islamic law does not mean you have to close your eyes to all the beauty in the world.
Before the Islamic Revolution, the country was a monarchy in the hands of the Shah.
Is this where the revolution started? Were you here when it started?
Yes, I was here. I was 22 years old at the time. I was studying scripture in this city. Mullahs had no power in Iran then. And suddenly, a movement started in this city. People saw the Shah's regime crumble all of a sudden. Imam Khomeini appeared as a savior, and all of us supported him. What this city did was to take Islam out of the realm of theory and implement it in everyday life.
And so the young people today in Iran are very different than the young people for the revolution, no?
Yes. Yes, young people today, they want to work, to have fun. They want a more comfortable life, and of course they want to get married. Well, we've already begun to give them a lot, but there remains a lot to be done.
I'm here at an underground Islamic rap show.
به دل بشکسته زندانی که نرفته به راه خطاست و به حقیقت دین به کتاب مبین به کلام متین.
Surprise, surprise. The rapper's dad is none other than my well-dressed mullah friend.
صبح و سحر دگری دارد دریای امید مسلمانان در کام صدف گوهری دارد به حقیقت دین که پیامبر ما در مهد بقا پسری دارد.
Wow, bravo. Your father is a mullah, and you are a rapper. I mean, I couldn't think of two things. It's like, what happened?
Well, my father is very open-minded, and he always believed that every human being should have their own vision. And we should do what we believe in. So that's what I did. I became a rapper.
Okay. Is this a little underground also in Iran?
It's difficult because we're not really allowed to do this. We have to work underground. So we record and distribute our songs on the internet so that our fans can listen to them.
So, I mean, this is rap music, and it's obviously, you know, American. So, isn't Iran against? I mean, aren't the two countries in opposition? Is that something new here in Iran, or what?
Well, I really don't think it's a good idea to ban rap in Iran. Well, as the Quran says, man is attracted to forbidden things. So it would be better to authorize rap and then supervise these kids rather than banning their music.
Does your father know what this represents?
No.
I love pedal boat. So the Yellow Duck Express has just arrived in Esfahan, one of the country's biggest cities. Anyway, today's young people here are more interested in the future than in their glorious past. So let's go see what they're doing. their true love is basketball. And what's even more surprising than that, right, is that in the past few years, Iranian teams have been hiring in the land of the great Satan.
Mike Jones is 33 and comes straight from Texas.
And so now in Iran, you've got about 20 American players that are in Iranian teams. I mean, it's almost unimaginable.
Mike's team's just won.
The fans are going crazy.
And they celebrate with firecrackers.
So congratulations again, man. Hey, good job. So listen, it's amazing that you are here in Iran. I mean, a Texan in Iran, right?
It's a great opportunity. You know, basketball is international, so I mean, it's good players everywhere. So I'm just happy to be a part of this situation right now.
Of course. So you bring like what, the experience,
right?
Something into
I think the oldest guy is 23,
right? Yeah,
and I'm 33, so it's like a big age difference. But you know, a lot of the guys are real nice. They speak pretty good English, so it's not that bad.
Yeah. What did you learn being in Iran, basically?
Just the sense of history, like the whole appreciating the little things that they do here. I think in the West, we really don't appreciate the real little things, you know, and so that's what I want to bring back to my family and to my friends. We take a lot of stuff for granted in the States, you know what I mean, and we can also have a simple life like they live here. It's very simple and it's very rewarding, I think.
Mike is here for a 6-month season. He knows all the hot spots in Esfahan. And so he takes me to a trendy bar in town. Of course, trendy in Iran means shisha and all-you-can-drink tea.
When you told your family that you were coming to Iran, how did they react?
Well, initially, you know, my mother was, you know, a little nervous. You know, all moms are. And, you know, I told her I spoke to one of my friends who played here the year before. And he said it was a great situation. You know, the people here, the Persian people are very friendly, man.
How many Americans can say that they've been to Iran? I mean,
not too many. Not too many, not too many.
So it's 6 a.m. local time, it's freezing. But I must say what's amazing about this place is that you feel like you're in the far west or something. So, we've been on the road for about 9 hours now, and we're coming upon the city of Bam.
This city was registered on UNESCO's World Heritage List. Today, almost nothing is left of it.
It's hard to imagine, but when this city was still standing, you'd have kids playing around and you know, poets and musicians every night that come here to perform. And now, after some 50 or 70,000 dead you know, the place has become a cemetery. And so they're trying to rebuild it, but I don't think that anything's going to come from it anytime soon. To Tehran, the capital of the Islamic Republic. It's a huge city with 12 million people living here, but it's especially the world capital. It's especially the world capital of traffic jams. I swear to God, I've never seen a city with this many traffic jams. So the thing is that if you're a woman in Tehran, to get around in this crazy traffic, you either have to drive yourself or you can order a special taxi, a woman's taxi. So there's about 700 of these cabs now. They've been in existence for about 2.5 years. The business is booming, and I'm going to find out why. Salam alaikum.
Salam alaikum.
So, because I'm a man, I can't get in the taxi cab, so that's why I'm doing the interview on the motorcycle.
This guy's crazy.
So, why did they create the women's taxi?
Well, what happened is that some women had been molested by taxi drivers, and so then they didn't feel safe with them anymore. And that's why now they prefer to have a female driver.
But I thought that this was like Saudi Arabia, where women couldn't drive, where you had to be accompanied by your father or brother. Is that the same thing?
No, not at all. Iran is not like Saudi Arabia or other Arab countries. No, here women can work in whatever field they want to. They can practice any profession that they choose.
That's what they do? The guys, they honk like that?
Yeah, you know, that's just what they do. Sometimes they honk or they flash their lights. It doesn't matter. We just let them go on by. We continue on our way. We don't pay them any attention.
After work, the female cabbies meet for night school. The topic, mechanical tricks and tips. And Mr. Husseini is their prof.
You see, if your air filter is worn out, that may cause an imbalance in the air system and provoke an increase in gas consumption. That's why I suggest that you change the filter every time you change the oil.
So when they told you, okay, you're going to teach, mechanics to women, honestly, what did you think?
Well, when they told me on the first day, I was scared. I thought, oh my God, if we have to train the girls, it will take forever for them to learn it all. But that's not how it went. They were enthusiastic and learned everything.
So what did your husbands or boyfriends say when you said, oh, I'm going to be driving a taxi and being my own boss and everything?
When they offered me the job, I was really happy. And my husband had no problem with it. On the contrary, he completely agreed that it was a good idea. So, for example, now if I come home around midnight, or even later, he doesn't ask me where I was. He doesn't worry. It doesn't bother him, because he knows I'm working and that I'm safe.
With night falling, I have one last appointment in the heart of Tehran. I know this looks fishy, but it's not what you think.
Merci, merci. Ah ouais. Salam alaikum.
It's just a hair salon.
Bonjour, bonjour. Ah, okay, thank you, thank you.
Very nice. Thank you.
So, I don't understand. Why do you do the makeup with your veils on?
Well, you're in a women's hair salon, and men usually aren't allowed in here. So because of you, we have to wear the hijab.
Ah, d'accord, ok. Ok, bah, je comprends mieux maintenant. I understand it better, of course. And so, is it something that you would want to get rid of, or not?
Oh no, it's actually better for women. We have to get up in the morning and we have to comb our hair. This way, we don't have the problem of having hair like yours. They put on the veil and they're done.
But, I mean, you do show some things because your hijab is like back on your head, so obviously we can see your hair. So is that a sign that things are changing also in Iran?
Well, of course, there are some women who are more religious and pious than others, and they do still cover all of their hair. But there are also women who let some of their hair show. And our society doesn't make every woman wear the hijab the same way, you know?
My new friends offer to teach me a thing or two about the hijab.
This is the Arab fashion.
This is Arabi. It's incredible how it changes the face, huh?
It's worn this way in Mecca, Hijaz, Medina, or in Lebanon. This is the Iranian fashion. Women who work, or the ones you see in movies, wear it this way. It's not so restrictive. Others wear it further back, like this.
This is starting to look different, huh? Yeah.
It's for normal women in their 30s. The last way to wear it is even further back, with the bangs in the front, like this. That's more for young girls who are 17 or 18, like us.
Okay, okay. Thanks for the hijab class. Hijab class.
I hope you wear the hijab now.
Okay, okay. Thank you. Bye-bye. I've got backstage passes to one of the most exciting events in Tehran right now. It's not really American Idol, it's Koran Idol. It's one of the biggest events right now. It's the second annual reading of the Quran, and you've got 30 nations that are represented here.
The first contestant is Ali from Turkmenistan. Yusuf comes straight from Malaysia. And everyone's favorite is Saeed, the Iranian. 1,700 fans in the room, a satellite relay in all Muslim countries. Obviously, women on one side, men on the other. Whites, Asians, blacks, all in all, 30 countries represented.
So the guy you see on the screen there is one of the members of the jury, which is in another room, not to be influenced by the public. And so what he does is that he gives one sentence of the Quran, one surat, and then the reader who knows the Quran by heart has to read out the entire chapter. It's a real challenge. So it's not an ad break, it's a prayer break. So these stones actually represent the land of Karbala in Iraq. Karbala is the holiest site for the Shiites. And so as you see here, everyone's praying. They put this on the ground and they bow their head to it to touch it. It's a symbol of the holiest place for the Shiites. It's a specialty also of them.
The break is also an opportunity for the fans to meet their idol. And of course, Saeed the Iranian is in the spotlight.
Assalamu alaikum. So it must be a lot of pressure, no, to be the only Iranian international conference and you have to win. How do...
Of course there's pressure. Imagine, I'm Iranian and the competition takes place here in Iran, in my country. But with the help of God, all will be well.
So how much training do you need to be as good as you are?
Well, you see, in high school, it took me 3 years to learn all of the Quran by heart, with my teachers, of course.
Okay, so good luck, and I wish you the best. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. Go Iran. Okay, so I had to squeeze all the credit out of these backstage passes to have access to this place, the judge's lair. Yes. So this is where the jury convenes. They come from a little bit everywhere in the Muslim world. You've got Malaysians, Iranians, obviously, Egyptians, and so it's really interesting. This is where they decide who will be the best reader of the Quran. What do you look for as a juror? The lips, what is the qualification for the best reading?
Well, the first thing to look for is obviously the correct pronunciation of the surahs. Not to make a mistake in the quote. The tone and the rhythm of the voice are also essential. The strength, volume, and musicality of the voice are also taken into consideration. And of course, there are many other criteria that the judges concentrate on.
Okay, and one last thing, can you give me a little clue as to who would be the best guy so far, the best reader?
We have to deliberate first. But I think the first prize will go either to the Iranian candidate, the Indonesian one, or the Moroccan.
And the winner is?
The first prize in Quran recitation is awarded to Mr. Sahid Husseini of the Iranian Islamic Republic.
He won!
تعلق میگیرد به دانشجوی عزیز قرآنی جناب آقای جنیدین ادروس از کشور.
Congratulations. So what did you win?
I won 40 gold coins worth $8,000.
Can we see it? Oh, wow.
The Quran now has its new idol. But the real stars of Tehran are more discreet. They can be found here in the city's Museum of Contemporary Art. It was built by the Shah in the 1970s. But since then, it displays mostly Iranian artists.
So, exceptionally, I've been led into the inner sanctum of the Tehran Contemporary Art Museum. Now, what you have to know is that in 1979, after the Islamic Revolution, many of the paintings have been stored here in this reserve, and these are things that have not been seen since 1979. So it's absolutely incredible, and we are going to be able to see some of them. So let's check it out.
Altogether, 1,500 paintings saved from destruction during the Islamic Revolution. At the time, modern art was considered degenerate, and everything was locked up in this basement, like this Picasso.
So, I'd like something American from the 1950s.
Like this Jackson Pollack, for example.
No, I don't like that one. Another one.
Or this complete series of Andy Warhol. I could see the work, but I could not interview any of the staff.
So, I would like something with more colors and more graphic.
Ask and you shall receive. Entire walls of Roy Lichtenstein. But also Robert Indiana.
Yeah, but now I'd like something with less color and less graphic.
So here's a Motherwell. And how about this Monet and Magritte that are just hanging around? Or this Vasarely collection? Around here, there's something for everyone. Another surprise in Tehran is this address I was given. It belongs to an antiques dealer. I thought in Iran he and his kind were in hiding like the Warhols or Vasarelys. Apparently not.
Hello,
Hello, hello, welcome, welcome.
Ça va bien?
Hey.
Bonjour, monsieur.
Hello, sir.
Vive la France.
Vive la France.
Tea.
Tea?
Vodka.
Vodka.
Baba Moshe is Jewish.
Okay, so vodka in the Islamic Republic of Iran.
Vodka.
Okay.
Or Jewish, okay.
Jewish, no problem? Chin chin.
L'chaim.
L'chaim. So you make it?
Quiche meat.
Yes, it's homemade from grapes.
La maison.
Dans la maison. Très joli. So we've got alcohol and naked women. Clearly, this is a different place in Tehran. Is it easy to be Jewish here?
Yes, it's very nice here. They let us be. All the rest is just lies. Here we have fun with Muslims. We laugh together, and no one bothers us. I can't obviously guzzle booze in front of the mullahs, but Iranians are great.
Actually, for Jews and other religious minorities, times were hard after the Islamic Revolution. But today, the situation has gotten better.
Is there a synagogue here in Tehran?
Yes, there are 25 synagogues in Tehran.
25 synagogue Jewish in here? Can I go to a synagogue? Picture! Now I can go to synagogue.
So I'm here in the heart of Tehran, in the capital of the Islamic Republic, and this is one place I never thought I'd get to wear a kippah. I'm in one of the biggest synagogues of the city, and it's true that it's hard to imagine that there's a Jewish community in a country where the president says that he wants to destroy Israel.
I've been invited here by Siamak Mercede, one of the pillars of the Jewish community.
It's absolutely incredible. They just brought out the Torah, and I must say these are images that I never thought I would see in Iran, that's for sure.
This is really incredible to meet an Iranian Jew. I never thought I would. How is it to be a Jew in Iran?
You must remember that Iranian Jews are living in Iran and are Iranian for more than 30 centuries. So it's not an interesting phenomenon. Maybe interesting also that Iran has the greatest population of Jews in the Middle East after Israel. Of course, being a religious minority in a religious country has some problems, but they are not majors.
People compare, I think, a little bit, you know, the condition of Jews here to the condition of Jews in Germany before the war. You know?
They are not. They cannot be compared with each other, because in Germany was faced with a fascist and racist regime, but in Iran we do not have a fascist system. Maybe there are some conflicts between Iranian government and Israel, but it does not affect the life of Iranian Jews, because according to Iranian thoughts and Iranian government and also Iranian people, there is a distinct separation between Zionism and Judaism.
Yeah, of course.
So the political conflicts between Iranian government and Zionists does not affect the day-to-day life of Iranian Jews.
Iranian Jews, great. Is it a mix here between Iranian art culture and Judaism?
Correctly. It's a combination between Iranian culture and Jewish culture, which you can see in many of Iranian synagogues.
Mercede wants to show me another of Tehran's temples, the Temple of Politics. Welcome to the Iranian Parliament. The constitution here guarantees that every ethnic and religious minority has a parliamentary seat. And Mercede represents Iran's 25,000 Jews.
Here I am inside of the Iranian parliament, and I mean, what is surprising about Iran is that Iran is a democracy. It's an Islamic democracy with its own rules, but it remains a democracy.
And in the region, the other big democracy is Israel, obviously with its own rules also. Mercede is rarely at a loss for words, but he never drifts far from Iran's political line.
You feel also the ambition of Iran to become a world, you know, a power.
Of course, Iran is a power in, at least in the region and the Middle East. And no one can do anything in this region without respecting to the benefits of Iranian people, Iranian nation, of course.
Yeah. Iran is a democracy, right?
Yes.
Israel is a democracy.
Yes.
So why can't these two democracies find a common ground?
Israel is a new country which is formed by the forces from outside the region. But Iran is an old country with history roots many years ago. So this cannot be compared with each other. Of course, in Israel you say that many different people are victims of homicide and victims of intolerance and victims of obligation.
You mean the Palestinians?
Yes.
Yes, yes. I think it's the first time in my life that I hear a Jew criticizing Israel.
It's not the first time. I think you must change your idea. You can see the many people in the Jewish population in different parts of the world who are criticizing the Israel. For example, Noam Chomsky.
Yeah, Noam Chomsky, yeah.
Or other different people. For example, the Progressive Association of Jews in Europe is an association which is formed at first to fight against fascism.
Yeah. It's absolutely beautiful here. We're on the Caspian Sea in northern Iran. It doesn't look like it, but there's a war going on right now. It's a war that generates millions of dollars in contraband, and that contraband is not opium, it's caviar. Lots of it. It's the caviar war.
Every day, dozens of Iranian Coast Guard patrols scan the sea in search of poachers' nets.
Look, there's one over there.
Each year, thousands of illegally caught sturgeons end up in these nets. It's a huge dent in the economy, when 90% of the world's caviar comes from the Caspian Sea.
So this didn't take very long. We've been gone for only 10 minutes.
But as a consequence of overfishing and poaching, the price of Iranian caviar skyrocketed in 2008.
This is a poacher's net. They catch the fish we try to protect. We found it on the GPS. Now all is left to do is to destroy it.
Today, no sturgeons in the nets. But the patrolmen just caught their dinner.
From what I know, Iranian caviar is the best in the world. I was actually told that it is the best of the 4 countries surrounding the Caspian Sea.
So, but how dangerous is it protecting the beluga?
A few months ago, we were attacked by smugglers. They smashed into our ship, and I was hurt. You can still see the scars on my forehead. I lost my memory during a month. Then I was in hospital for 2 months before I was allowed to leave to be able to come back to work.
Do you eat caviar like regularly or what?
To be honest with you, in the 25 years I've been doing this job, I only ate some once. It was 10 years ago. I bought a 200-gram box, and it was the only time I've had it. And ever since, you know, it's too expensive. We can't afford it with our salaries.
Well, I got a surprise. Look, I got this. We can maybe eat some. No. Actually, I'm joking. I only have this.
Well, if it had been the big box, that would have been at least several years' salary for all of us.
Put like that. Black gold. Is this the first time?
Yeah. Well, yes, I never had any. Iranian caviar is really good.
Here you go. Caviar party on the Caspian. Woo! So this is the end of the road of our trip through Iran. I must say it's a nice end of the road. So anyway, see you another time somewhere else on the planet. And we're just gonna finish this off here because it's gonna go to waste.
I don't understand a word you're saying. How do you say it in your language? Thank you, right? Thank you.
Where's the vodka? Where's the vodka? Caviar vodka. Caviar vodka.
Oh, you gonna marry? Yeah, don't worry. I understood. I understood it first time around.
حضرت عیسی این 800 سالشه ای چند دیگه بزنم برات
Rockstar, Baba Moshe Rockstar.
بابا موشه
Rockstar.